Live from the Charles Fry Academic Center, the pulse and pride of Lancaster Bible College, it's LBC Tonight, starring Derek Bigley. And joining Derek tonight are special guests, Damien Weidner, musical guest, Crosdale, and featuring the dudes with the groovy Chunes, the Chunes. And your devilishly handsome announcer, Prescott Haines. Now, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your host, Derek Bigley!
Thank you all so much for being here, and thank you to everyone tuning in on campus or at home. Well, we're back. Well, I hope all of you enjoyed your fall break as much as I did, though I would find that hard to believe considering I just spent the last week in sunny LA with my amazing girlfriend, which, let me tell you, makes it coming back to Lancaster quite a bummer, and the dreary fall weather here. But you know what? This is still home, and that still means something, even if I do hate every single season here. But I digress. And speaking of seasons, Stranger Things Season 2 was released last night, so that's pretty exciting. And my homework plans for this weekend just officially went down the drain. But it's Stranger Things, so totally worth it. I was very impressed by Season 1 of Stranger Things, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen in Season 2. But I do have to graduate next semester, so in all honesty, it might just have to wait till December. Prioritization is important, guys, and I'm talking to all you freshmen out there. Well, for those of you who didn't know this, I'm a super senior here at LBC, which is just a nice way of saying slacker. No, but in my defense, changing your major halfway through your junior year is not exactly conducive to graduating on time, if you know what I mean. But regardless, I'm finally at that point where I'm about to graduate college and will be entering America's workforce in whatever capacity God has for me. Now, as a college student of any year, but especially as a senior, you hear lots of comments about entering the real world after graduation, and frankly, I think that's a load of baloney. And you know what? It's somewhat belittling to students. Sure, the stakes are certainly higher after graduation, and there are newer, potentially scarier problems and obstacles to face, but this time that we're in now is not simply a throwaway. It does not become irrelevant once we step into the real world. College is a time of unique learning opportunities, training for life after graduation, hard work, and building important, real friendships. So take advantage of this time. Your challenges are real, your struggles are real, and the choices you make have real consequences. So be wise. And don't listen to people who say you have to know what you're going to do with your life. Just do what you love, work your tail off, and honor God in everything you do. He is faithful and will provide for his children. Well, I'm sure no one wants to hear me go on the subject much longer, so, well, you know what, Chunes, let's get this thing going. I'll give you the perspective of another man on this very same issue. Welcome to the real world, she said to me condescendingly. Take a seat, take your life, plot it out in black and white. Well, I never lived the dreams of the prom queens and the drama kings. I'd like to think the best of me is still hiding up my sleeve. They love to tell you, stay inside the lines, but something's better on the other side. I want to run through the halls of my high school. I want to scream at the top of my lungs. I just found out there's no such thing as the real world, just the light you've got to rise above. So the good boys and girls take the so-called right track, faded white hats, grabbing credits and maybe transfers. They read all the books, but they can't find the answers. And all of our parents, they're getting older. I wonder if they've wished for anything better, while in their memories, tiny tragedies. They love to tell you, stay inside the lines. But something's better on the other side. I want to run through the halls of my high school. I want to scream at the top of my lungs. I just found out there's no such thing as the real world. Just a lie you've got to rise above. I am invincible. I am invincible. I am invincible as long as I'm alive. The Chunes, ladies and gentlemen. I want to run through the halls of my high school. I want to scream at the top of my lungs. I just found out there's no such thing as the real world. Just a lie you got to rise above. I can't wait for my 10-year reunion. I'm gonna bust down the double doors. And when I stand on these tables before you, you will know what all this time was for. The Chunes, ladies and gentlemen. Special thanks to Seth Klosheim for helping us on the guitar tonight. We've got a great show coming up. I'm your host, Derek Bigley, and you're watching LBC Tonight. Man, aren't they fantastic? Let's give it up for them one more time. Well, we're back after a short hiatus. That's another vocabulary word for you. Preston learns lots of new words on this show, if you've been missing that.
Derek's vocabulary is beautiful.
I try.
Derek!
We are communication majors, so it's a good thing for us to do.
It's good that you're here.
Yeah, well, thanks. Yeah. Back to the script. We've got a fun show in store for you. Tonight's guests include photographer extraordinaire Damien Weidner and hip-hop artist Chris Crosdale. Both of those guys are hilarious, solid dudes, so we're just going to have a blast here tonight. Now, interesting fact here, Chris Crosdale was also a guest on my radio show last year, and as I hopped on Facebook this morning, I realized that I interviewed him exactly 1 year ago today. Now, that's crazy. I mean, who could have planned something like that? I mean, I guess I could have, but I didn't. I promise, I didn't. And, well, God could have planned.
Yeah, I mean,
he did.
He knew,
He did plan.
yeah.
He did know. Yes.
But did he like make it happen? Did he know? Like, did he like?
We're not going to get into the
Okay,
debate
you're
about
right. No, you're right.
problems
You're right.
But he made it happen.
Okay, all right.
But anyways, that was super fun for me to find out this morning, and I'm really looking forward to having Chris on the show again tonight. So Preston, another thing I like to do when I have my morning interweb time is I like to browse through all the news headlines and read all the articles from the day, and every once in a while you come across something that just tickles you.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Whether it's hilariously ironic premise or just doesn't make any sense at all. Well, we decided that we'd like to share some of our favorite nonsensical news headlines with you all in a new segment we like to call Humorous Headlines.
Isn't that beautiful?
They're
That is
so good.
good.
They're so good.
They just made it on the spot. It's insane. All right, moving forward.
Yes, they're good. Today in news, one-armed man applauds the kindness of strangers. What is it with us and one-armed, one-handed people
True.
on the first show? Maybe we should.
Yeah, that's bad. We need to
cut it
stop
back on that,
bringing up handicapped people.
Yeah.
We're not laughing at you guys.
No.
We're laughing with
Yes.
and at the writers of these
Exactly.
headlines.
That was just cool.
Awful. Also news, 4 camouflage vehicles from an American base cannot be found.
I mean, really, Who chooses these headlines?
You don't say.
Yeah. Oh, you don't say.
Yeah,
I wonder if it was because they were camouflaged. Breaking news. Bugs flying around with wings are flying bugs. That's right, I was not. You can't make this stuff up. Good for you, news people.
Federal agents raid gun shop, find weapons. What else were you looking for?
Well, ask and you shall receive. Big rig carrying fruit crashes on highway, creates jam. I can't even keep it together for these. It's too good. We did not write this ourselves, folks.
It gets to a point where like the writers have to know. Like they know enough wordplay.
Oh, this is good. These are real headlines. You didn't miss that.
City unsure of why the sewer smells.
I think that speaks for itself. Homicide victims rarely talk to the police. Well, I wonder if there's a reason for that.
Yeah, I don't.
But anyway, so that's a new segment that we like to call humorous headlines, folks. So nice, you had to play it twice. So, Preston, this is the point in the show where we usually interview our first guest. That's where they're supposed to go. But I didn't see anything in the script about 3 guests. What happened, bro? I thought you were supposed to get our first guest tonight.
When has getting guests been my responsibility?
It's not. It's my responsibility. But so is basically everything else in the show. So, I mean, it would just be nice every once in a while if you would do something. I mean, I asked one thing. Did you not get my fax?
No, because people don't send faxes anymore. No, I didn't get a fax because you didn't send a fax. You don't know. There was no communication there for me to get a guest when you get the guest for every previous show and every future show. Why would I get a guest for
Preston,
this show?
I sent you a fax.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
No.
Yes,
No,
I
you
did.
didn't. No, you
Yes,
didn't.
yes,
No,
I
you
did.
didn't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
did.
didn't. No,
Yes,
you
I
didn't. No,
did.
you didn't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
did.
didn't. No, you didn't.
Well, fine. Then what are we supposed to do during this time?
Who are we supposed to look for? I don't know.
And
are
who
we
took
supposed to
my
look for?
watch? We have like 5 minutes that we're supposed to fill here. And are we supposed to find a guest right now? I mean, where are we supposed to look for that? Like, who are we supposed to look for?
Do you know something we don't know here?
Sit alone inside the studio.
Who's singing?
And why you didn't book a guest, I'll never know.
I did book a
You're
guest.
lucky that I passed outside this door. Hello? Is it me you're looking for?
Dr. Freeman?
I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in your smile. I'm all you've ever wanted.
What's going on?
And this couch is open wide.
Well, that's true.
'Cause you know just what to say. And I know just what to do. So why don't we begin this interview?
I've longed to see the spotlight on your hair
What's left of it?
and tell you time and time again how much I care.
Thank you, Derek.
You're welcome. Sometimes I feel my stress will overflow. Hello.
Is it me you're looking for?
Because I know just what to say.
And you know just what to do.
Will this duet get me an A?
I'm afraid it might have to. You know, are we still singing?
You know I haven't got a clue.
So let me end by saying, Derek, I'm here for you.
My advisor and the head of the communication department, Dr. Freeman, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up, star photographer Damien Weidner. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Our first guest graduated from LBC just this past spring and is currently working at Sight and Sound. He's a phenomenal photographer and loves to travel and take beautiful pictures of all the sights he's been seeing along the way. He's a music enthusiast and a deep thinker, and he grows the best beard known to man. Ladies and gentlemen, but especially ladies, please welcome Damien Weidner. So how's life? I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been crazy.
Yeah.
Haven't been home a lot.
Yeah.
But been all over the country. Traveled across the U.S. 3 times this summer.
Wow.
Yeah. Been shooting a lot of weddings.
Okay. Yeah, I've been seeing that. It's cool.
So yeah, it's been good.
Yeah.
Surviving, paying the bills. Student loans, they're great.
For sure, they're real. For those of you who don't know, Damien was my roommate. He was my first. Okay, I shouldn't say first. Alex Juan was technically my first roommate, and he's in the back. He was my first full year roommate because I had a semester that I was on campus. Long story, but anyways, you were my first roommate when I was an RA. So you went through all the, emotional ups and downs that I had during that year, and you were my solid rock during those times. But so we have some good stories from those times. I think my favorite story was the time that I walked in at like 10 p.m. or something, and you were taking a nap.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, no. You were usually up late in the night, but you were like exhausted, and for some reason you were taking a nap. It was like, no, it was more like midday. It was like 7, mid-evening. And I walk in, lights are off, and Damien is laying on the floor. I'm like, Dames, what you doing, bud? And all I hear is, I just fell off my bed. And he was on the top bunk. For those of you who live in these dorms, top bunk. And it was raised because we raised mine to put dressers underneath it, and then you were up above that. You had literally fallen off of a probably 10-foot bed onto the, it's basically concrete. It's tile. It's hard tile, like on top of concrete. And I could just pity you. You told me you were reaching for your phone.
It's true. He remembers it perfectly.
And you just rolled off the side of the bed. And just the mental image just killed me.
And I stayed there. I didn't get up.
But you're fine. You have old man hips now, but you're fine, and that's good. And I think probably one of my other favorite times from us is something you did all the time, because you're a photographer, and so you're really good at photo editing, and your job while you're in school was editing for the Webstron store. Yep. And you would edit a bunch of their photos, and it was cool. I'd love to watch you do that. But you would do something that would drive me crazy, which is that you would you would watch TV episodes while you edited. And what I mean watch, I mean listen. He would listen to full seasons of TV shows. I don't remember what all you watched, but I was like, dude, you're missing so much. He's like, no, I can hear it all. But I was like, but there's so many non-verbals that you're missing in the show. And as a communication major and someone who loves film and TV, it was driving me crazy. But you did it, passed the time, and you
watched lots of shows, stayed current.
Watched lots of shows, yeah. Anyways,
cool.
So I don't know if you enjoyed our time as roommates, but
I enjoyed your piles of laundry, always on the couch. Those are the good days.
It hurts. It hurts how true it is.
Good.
But
yeah.
Sure, we'd have to move away.
Yeah, I actually brought you a gift. If someone wants to bring it, I know you're from Washington, so I was there this summer, and Yeah.
Oh my
That is
word.
beautiful.
So this is for you, Derek. I just printed that off like 2 hours ago.
Oh my god. That's so cool.
Yeah, that was just some random road. I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty.
These are the types of photos that Damien likes to take. They're just like, they're super cool, and nobody takes them except for you. And they're awesome.
There it is.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna hang that up in my room, and
I'm gonna frame that.
I'm gonna. I was literally about to say that, but I decided not to. I just know. Okay.
Yeah, it's put on the
I'm
ground.
gonna shine some spotlights on it. It's gonna be great. But anyway, so tell me a little bit more about your trips out west. Are those things that you just took by yourself, or was there more to those trips?
It's just I mean, each trip's a little different. A lot of it's just like taking the opportunities that come to you.
Right.
You know, you'll have some friends be like, "Hey, we want to do this," and it's like, "Okay, let's do it." You know, you make the things happen that you always dreamed about. A lot of times it's with people you're not really that close with.
Yeah.
Because if you want to go with your best friend, chances are they'll be busy.
Right.
So you just got to go with the people who are able to have the right schedules. It's a lot of driving. I don't know if
Yeah.
anyone's driven across country. I mean, I know you're from over there, but
Yeah.
it's usually about 2 days of like straight driving.
Right. Or like 6 days of prolonged with seeing all the sights. And
No, just 2 days.
no, 2 days.
Yeah, I mean, the first time we went out, I was with 6 other people.
Okay.
Jake, he now goes to LBC.
Right.
Didn't at the time. He's a great guy. But we would just take 4 hours shift, just drive until the gas tank was empty, switch persons, keep going, all the way till we made it to the West Coast.
That's crazy.
And then I went to Montana in the end of August.
Okay.
And my friend who lives out in Oregon, he was like, "Hey, we're gonna go in Glacier. I know this other guy. Do you want to go with him?" And I was like, "Sure." The other guy lives in Lancaster, and he had this like old like 80s van again, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going out. Do you want to come with me? I'm gonna stay out there for a few months. You can fly back." So we went like 65 across the whole country. Stayed up for like 40 hours straight.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, it was
That's
great.
crazy, dude. But you get some ridiculously cool pictures.
Yeah.
Those of you who don't already follow Damien on Instagram, you should. It's that gets me aesthetically. Like
Yeah.
just seeing, I'll be scrolling through Instagram, seeing all this fluff and this nonsense, and then I'm like scrolling and see a Damien Weidner picture, and I scroll back, I'm like, oh wow, that's nice.
It's a beautiful
So,
world.
it
Let me
is.
tell you.
Yeah, and you capture it well. So along those lines, if you could tell us about 3 of your favorite pictures that you took this year,
Yeah,
and we'll actually you'll be able to see them.
I'm gonna look at some pictures here just so I can remember them. But yeah, this first one, I believe you'll post them up then.
Yeah, everyone will be able to see it in the final,
Yeah.
product.
So this one was in Montana. It was in June. I'm sure when you see it, there's these 2 horses, and it's just like the middle of this field. We were just like driving this back road, middle of nowhere. We're just like, oh, let's go this way, and just see these like 2 horses just like nuzzled up. When you see the picture, they're like, it looks like they're like, I don't know, doing something romantic, but their like heads are touching each other.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just like one of those breathtaking things you can't plan, you know? It's just the world happening the way it happens. And that was kind of like the first photo. I was like, that's my favorite photo. Yeah, Montana's a beautiful place. If you ever get to go, definitely go.
Nice.
I have this other one. It's also in Montana. If you can't tell, Montana's beautiful. But it's in Glacier National Park. Me and some friends, we hiked to, it's called Iceberg Lake.
Okay.
It's about 8-mile round trip. And when you get out there, it's just this lake with like icebergs floating in it.
In Montana.
In Montana,
Wow.
yeah. Oh, you're up in like the mountains and
true,
stuff.
True.
And there's just like these icebergs floating, and you know people hike out there, and then like probably like 90% of people don't go in the water because it's freezing.
Did you go in?
Yeah.
Of course you
But
did.
the photo is my friend Adam. He's also a great photographer, Adam Naples. He jumped on one of the icebergs and dove in.
Oh my word.
And you can't really like fathom how cold it is, because like when you like fully submerge your body, like I instantly just like my body was like leave. You know, you're just like gasping for air. You're like, oh my god.
Oh my word.
But yeah,
That's
it's really
terrifying.
cool. And then the last one is in Yosemite.
Ooh.
It was my 3rd time being there. We got up for like sunrise, and there's this cool like spot called Tunnel View. And yeah, we just got the sunrise there. You can see like one of the waterfalls off in the distance. It's just a really cool spot. Yeah, it's
That's
just
awesome.
cool.
So most of your pictures, I know you go to some locations, but a lot of them you're just driving somewhere and you see something you're like that. I want to take a picture.
Yeah. So like, there's kind of like 2 different things. Like with weddings and stuff, that's a whole nother
Right.
ball game. But when I travel, I shoot just like film. and that really just forces you to like focus on what's happening. You can't like look at the photo, so you're just like looking at what's around you. You're doing whatever you want to do, and you're just taking the photo, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to stay really present. You have to know what you're doing and kind of just hope for the best.
That's cool.
It's a really great way to do it if you like photography. That's how I recommend.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
James, thanks so much for joining me on the show.
Yeah,
I
it
can't
was
wait for
a pleasure.
everyone to see your pictures. Go follow him on Instagram and Facebook and wherever else. Because seriously, he's really good. And I seriously love it. Thank you for that. That's so
Dude.
cool. I was not expecting that. So, yeah. Anyways, thanks, man.
Yeah, of
Damien
course.
Weidner, folks. We are going to take a quick break, but when we come back, I'll be joined by hip-hop artist and overall quality fellow Chris Crosdale, and we'll get to hear what's been going on with him lately. We'll be right back. Chunes. Welcome back to LBC Tonight. Well, folks, it's almost Halloween. Harvest festivities, not Halloween.
Correct.
Right, correct.
You great
yes.
Christian young man.
Yes, thank you. I personally loved trick-or-treating as a kid, and I unfortunately was always one of those kids who would always eat the majority of my Halloween candy in one night. And I haven't grown up much at all in that regard. So many great memories, though. And before we move on to our final guest, since we won't see you again before harvest time,
There you go.
Preston and I thought we would share some of our favorite Halloween memories with you to get us all in this holiday spirit. So Preston, do you want to go first?
Absolutely. Okay.
Okay.
So first story, insane stuff. So has anyone been to Field of Screams? Okay. Whether or not we can argue the religious, is this okay or not? I'm gonna argue that it is. We can talk about it later. Fantastic. But I went to Field of Screams and I'm with some buddies, from high school. I think it's my junior year of high school. We walk into the meeting. It's my first year going, so I hear about Field of Screams. And if any of you don't know what it is there's a bunch of different hay rides or buildings you walk through where people are in there dressed up, scaring you all the time. So it's kind of just you're paying money to get to pee yourself.
That sounds so much fun.
Correct. Yeah. So I am going in. I'm yeah, right. I'm gonna be so tough. I'm not gonna get scared. I'm walking in because they're how scary can they be? And so I can walk in, there's this big courtyard in the beginning where all the arcade games are and everything is set up and you see the different attractions aside. Walk in and they're just immediately just insanely, amazingly dressed, scary people everywhere in this courtyard, just walking through, terrorizing everyone. And you're oh my goodness. So you see it all, and there's kids ranging from 2 to adults. It's insane. So you're oh my goodness. And so you walk in, and immediately, I'm walking the bros, I'm kind of ahead of them because I'm stoked for this. I'm walking ahead. They're all behind me. There's these people, there's this one, as soon as I walk through the entranceway into this courtyard, there's this old lady who's walking in, who's just standing, walking with this wheelchair with this skeleton in it. And so she's just walking like this. And this is not some young lady dressed up as an old lady. It is a legitimate 104-year-old woman just walking through this Field of Screams. And she has no teeth. A black hole right there. So she's just walking through this and just smiling at me. And then she has these glasses on that have the swirly going on. So it's just, I'm already ready to leave. And so I walk in, I see this, I'm oh, wow. And I'm yo, guys, check this out. And as I go to approach them, and I'm hey, guys, she does something, presses a button or something, and the skeleton in the chair lurches out at you, and it's comes at you, and it's right here, and I just fall to the floor, and it screams so, it was the worst. Oh my gosh. And all I could not show my face amongst my friends ever again. They were they just did not even want to be associated with me. And that only that scream only made everybody else see who's really scared. They all just come over and just attack you. It's it was awful. So yeah, that's.
Oh, it's so funny. Yes, well, mine is a trick-or-treating story. My sister Danica is in the house tonight, and when we were kids, she and I would go out and go door to door and collect candy from our neighbors, our kind neighbors. And this one particular year, she found my mom's high school cheerleading outfit, and and wanted to wear it to go trick-or-treating. And for some reason, my parents were kind of on the borderline of letting us go that year. I don't know if we were getting too old or something. But anyways, so they told us that we could only go if I would wear the male version of the cheerleading outfit. And so my mom had the high school sweater, and so I wore that with some Adidas sweatpants or whatever. I looked the part. I was cool, and she had the skirt and the pom poms, and it was a good time. And we go to this one man's door. We're collecting candy. It's a good time. We go to this one old man's door, and trick or treat. Opens the door and gives us some candy, and we're talking with him, having a good time, and he goes, "All right, you girls have a good night." Trick-or-treating ruined forever.
Oh.
Forever. So thanks, Danica, for that. But anyways, that's my Halloween story. Good times.
And lastly,
Yes.
oh boy. Okay, so same day, a few other screams. I am already just completely off the gate. It's like, okay, I will not be scared again like that ever for the rest of my life. That's the pinnacle of fear I will face. So I go through the rest of the day, and it's not bad. If you just have fun with it, everyone else is pretty much they're not ever gonna do anything to hurt you or anything like that. It's a great place. It's very safe, very awesome. It's fun. So there's a little just plug for Phillips right there. No, we're not sponsored. We can be though. So what? We are in the, Bros and I are in a hayride, and there's one who I will not name for the sake of their manhood, who they, actually this wasn't technically a Bros, it was someone else. Anyway, so we are in this hayride, and this certain individual, I will express the gender, he thinks how the hayride works is you sit along the edge of this hayride, just go through these, and then get locked in these different barns, okay?
Oh, fun.
So yeah, it's great. Just lock yourself, pay the money, yeah. So we lock ourselves in these barns on this hayride, and we're on this sides of each one. So what he's thinking is, and he knows people have been talking about how this works and stuff that are on the ride. So they say that they come by and feel you as you as you're sitting against the thing, they reach their hands in, feel you as you start sitting down. And so you're oh no. So he's oh no way. And so then he goes up into the center, and I made the mistake of, I assumed, I heard oh, they're not allowed to touch you. They can't do that. That's illegal. That's breaking rights or something. It's gotta be. So I told everyone that in the group. They're oh sweet, then we're safe. Okay, cool. So we go into this thing. This is the first one we do. Go on there, and we get in this it's this hillbilly barn. I don't know if you guys know, if you guys have been there, it's the hillbilly one. And so they just go around chainsaws, their teeth knocked out, and hats back, and they're and just going everywhere. And so they bring these chainsaws that shake and stuff. So it's oh, but you're not actually bleeding out. So you so they run it against you. And so they're all going nuts and yeehaw, ride cowboy, all this stuff. They lock us in here. They're going nuts. This man decides, oh, I don't want to be touched. So he's going to sit in the middle of this hayride, okay? So he's going to sit in the middle of the thing where everyone's on the sides. He's the only one in the center, okay? So all that did was allow for all of the guys to have access to climb on to the hayride. So that gap that he would have been seating in, they just climbed up on it, and they go over to this boy. And so he's like, huh? And so he's chilling there, and then they come over, and one of them just pats his head, just whatever, is hey there, boy, or something like that. And then he's like, hey, you can't touch me. So then, the one hillbilly dude's what'd you say to me, boy? And he comes over and he just whistles. He's woo, and they all just flood over to this this bro, and they just no, and they all just come over and start rubbing and just patting him and just shoving him down. And, he's just absolutely just taking it all. He's not fighting. He's just absolutely. And so then and so I am just sitting back this man is gonna die. He's gonna have a heart attack right here, and everyone else is nobody else is even scared. We just feel bad for this poor child. And so it was awful. And so then for the rest of the night, he did not after that hayride, he sat in the arcade room and just sat in the corner and didn't even do anything. He just was completely out of it. Afterward, after we left, he was back to his regular chipper self. But he was bad. So yeah.
So yeah.
Good old Halloween memories.
Yeah,
but
Halloween
other than that,
fun,
Field of Screams is
childhood.
great. Okay.
Holiday. Yes, well, thank you, Preston, for sharing those stories. Back to the show. So, our musical guest this evening is an LBC Communication graduate and is currently working in the Premier Custom Built in New Holland, PA, while also pursuing his passion. Wow. That one's, we're gonna, all right. His
That one's
passion.
getting taken out. Okay.
Pursuing his passion of music by recording under the artist name Mecario. He's a quality performer, photographer, and friend. Folks, put your hands together for Chris Crosdale. Dude, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, of course.
This is so much fun because you were heavily involved in the the beginning portions of this project. But Chris is a photographer as well as a musical artist, and he filmed all of the clips for our opening credit sequence that you all see at the beginning of each of these shows. And so that was what 3-4 nights of us just hitting the town late at night.
Yeah, it was 4 hot days.
Yes, it was very hot. I was in a suit.
But fun, you know?
Yeah. Oh, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah,
it was a
we
good
were
time.
running all around campus and downtown and
Yeah.
sometimes back and forth, just getting a bunch of clips.
Quick story.
Yeah.
So, so Derek is driving his car, and I'm like holding my camera, and he's circling the middle of downtown like 10 times.
Right.
And I'm just like holding the camera, and I'm like getting things. I'm like, oh, it's amazing. Oh, this is great. Oh, this is amazing. Oh my God. Yeah. And now you see it
Yeah.
each week.
Oh
So-
no, it was
amazing.
that was the story. I was waiting for like some punchline in the story and like, oh no, that was it.
No,
Okay,
that's-
cool. Yeah. But no, Chris and I had a lot of fun. We were geeking out like the whole time, like, oh, this is gonna look great, and we sent it off to the professionals, and they created the opening credits, and it was really fun. It was a fun time. And I called you. I called Preston. I called you the night that we got the first draft of the
Oh,
video,
man.
and we were just freaking out over the phone together.
Oh man,
just
I
seeing it.
literally cried. Literally.
It was fun. It was a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
And just to already see that come to fruition, it was a lot of fun. But so thank you for all your work with that and for being a trooper. And
Yep.
just whenever I wanted to go out, you grabbed your camera and went out with me. And it was a good time.
Yeah.
So now the secret's out. You do cool stuff with cameras as well.
Yeah,
And,
just a little bit.
but the real reason I have you on here is to talk about the cool stuff you've been doing with music lately.
Okay.
We heard a little bit from Mariah the first week about the Frontlines project, but I wanted to hear about that a little bit from your perspective.
Okay. So after Charlottesville happened, I spent like weeks just kind of like being silent and praying, just kind of like seeing like what I could do or should do, because at that point it just got like weird, and I was at this point where I was just like, okay, Chris, like you have to do something, like but not something like rude or reckless, but just
Right.
do something.
Right.
And then about a few weeks later, she called me and she said, hey, I think I really would love to do this song. And I like freaked out because I've been trying to do a song with her for the last 4 years. But she was just expressing like her feelings and like about that idea. And I just thought to myself, this is perfect. This is exactly what I prayed for. I prayed to do something, and now I'm about to do a song with one of my best friends.
Yeah.
So we got in the studio, and Jake was there. And it took like a session or two, and the entire song was done.
Wow.
Like, we just came for business, and we just got it done. So Frontlines, which comes out a week from today, is a song to kind of respond to that, but also go far beyond that. And it's a call to action for us, especially the church, to do something, and not just kind of like sit back and be passive, but be involved.
Yeah.
So that's
cool.
the heartbeat of the song.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I mean, we heard a snippet of it the first week, and it sounds so. I got to hear the whole song because special privileges and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's a really cool song, so I can't wait for all of you to hear it in a week. But so Chris, I follow you on Instagram, as I do Damien and other people, and I've been seeing teasers about a music video for your new single coming out. So tell us about the Window Rain project.
So Window Rain, which plug. My friend Ryan Burt is amazing. He's the sole producer of this song. He did everything by himself. And yeah, so Ryan, what? I got the song done back in June.
Okay.
And then I started the process of doing a video for it back in August.
Okay.
So it's halfway done. And
Cool.
I got a snippet that's out currently to kind of tease and get people excited.
Right.
So that's what that's about.
Nice. Yeah, and so the video isn't being released until November, correct? Or is it being pushed
Actually
back?
around Christmas.
Around Christmas. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well, you guys are gonna get a really super early sneak peek at this, but let's take a look at the sneak peek that you gave us of your upcoming music video for your single "Window Rain." Take a look. Dude, that's so cool.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see the full thing.
Same.
The good news is you're gonna perform that full song live for us.
Yes, I am.
Right? Yes,
and I
you
brought
are.
a special
That's awesome.
surprise as
Oh,
well.
you got a special surprise for us?
Yes.
I like surprise.
But-
Damien surprised me.
Yeah.
That was fun. Surprises are fun.
I'm bringing
especially-
gifts too, Damien.
Okay, well, I'll let you get set up for that, and when we return, Chris Crosdale performing his new single with Juan Arias, "Window Rain." We'll be right back.
Started with the rain, now it's on my window frame. Wipe away the pain every time I hear your name. I feel like Frankie J, my obsession is in vain. I feel some type of way, feelings like people change. I gave you a bone, now I can't break my promise. I let you go, but if I could be honest, I miss you more than you could ever know. And I miss you more than I could ever show. But I guess I'm backseat driving, I'm on my way. It took 100 miles to finally say that oh, what do you gotta say I haven't already heard? Oh, what do you gotta say? I'm not over you. But go on, go live your life. That's what we both should do. That's what we both should do, baby. Yeah. I used to love you, yeah, love ya. Somebody loved you, love ya.
Been thinking about you these days, but I got no words to say. Cause you don't know me like Ray. No, you don't know me like Ray. Replay. What if I would've done it a different way? What if I wouldn't have let you walk away? I swear it's getting hard these days. No, and I can't stand it. Was it all misunderstanding? I don't understand. Was I taking you for granted? Took my chances. How I came out empty-handed. The circumstances must have played a part in killing this romance. Then you can't see what I've been going through. Can't see the damage. I've been trying to put together pieces I can't salvage. Taking every ounce of me not to become a savage.
I'm not over you. I'm not. But go on, go live your life. That's what we both should do. That's what we both should do, baby. Yeah. I used to love you, yeah, love ya. Somebody loves you, yeah, loves ya. I'm not over you. I'm not over you, no. But go on, go live your life. That's what we both should do. That's what we both should do, baby. Yeah. I used to love you, yeah, love ya. Somebody love you, yeah, love ya.
Mecario and Senn, Frank, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Really appreciate it. My thanks also to Dr. Freeman, our surprise guest this evening, and Damien Weidner for joining us on the show tonight. We've had a blast this evening, and we hope you have too. Be sure to tune in next week. See what I did there? Chunes? Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Until then, I'm Derek Bigley, and you've been watching LBC Tonight. Have a great weekend, everybody.